Hey friends, how's it going? Welcome back. It's a late video for you guys. I know Thursday has come and gone, Friday came and gone, and now we're at Saturday, and I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I know it's been a few days, but Thursday was a real stressful day for me, and I had to deal with some DMV issues with my daily driver, the old PT, and it was a challenge. I had to get the title figured out and renewed and all that stuff. It was just had to be a salvage title instead, and there's things that had to be done with that car that I procrastinated on. It was my fault, but I got it all dealt with and it's all done. But that was Thursday and into Friday. That was a long day, and on Thursday after I got done with the DMV, it was just frustrating. And, the folks there are good people. It's actually a lot better to deal with the Pasadena DMV than it has been in the past. That used to be the last place anybody wanted to go. It's actually a lot better now. They got it kind of figured out, and it's a way more friendly, way more convenient experience now. There's no longer lines around the building and people standing in line and just hating their lives like it used to be. But anyway, so I had to get that done, and when I was done with that, I just needed to go to the lounge and have a cigar. I just had to. I was like, I'm done with this day. So got that done on Thursday, and then Friday there was some finishing touches I had to do and all that stuff. So yeah, we're good now. So here we are, Saturday, and I had to close the door to the garage because the light was coming in. It was so bright, and it was just causing too much reflections and stuff. So I thought, you know what, let's just close the door and also keep a lot of the noise outside at bay, and I can burn a nice lantern and enjoy this atmosphere with you guys. So yeah, is it nice? I think so. Anyway, let's see. Not too much to share lantern-wise, except for just this beautiful little wizard from 1922 with the brass fountain, the emerald green globe, and the beautiful dark charcoal type of patina going on there, the tint. Yeah, this is very much a favorite lantern for sure. I don't burn it enough, but then again, with the fount being brass, it contracts and expands and contracts and everything, and that will weaken the brass over time and cause splitting and everything. So I try not to burn these too much, but yeah, it's a beautiful piece. It's a lovely lantern, and I'm going to keep it around for sure. But it's fun though to think about what lantern might be ahead of me this year. There will be something I will see that I'll have to have, and I probably will sell a lantern or two to get it. I let the collection work for me. I sell something and then I get something else, and that's kind of how I've been navigating my collecting hobby here, is by letting the lanterns kind of work for themselves. And some people say, oh, you sure you want to let that go? That's a beautiful piece. Well, yeah, I have enjoyed it. A lot of the things I've let go I've enjoyed for a certain amount of time, and I know that there'll be something else. There'll be something different to get and enjoy, so let it go back to a collector that maybe wants to have it and for them to enjoy it. So this stuff, it's good to keep it circulating a little bit, right? I think so. And I only have so much space, and I really don't have a need to keep a whole lot of lanterns. I'm not trying to be, the ultimate lantern collector here. I know who kind of are those people, and I have no way to keep up with them or desire to do so. But yeah, 2025, interesting year. A lot of things have come and a lot of things have gone over the last 3 years. And, 2023 was a very interesting year for a lot of reasons. And, I found, that I was going to be a single guy again. And I went through a divorce and all that stuff. And, you guys kind of stuck with me, and we kept the videos going. We kept doing our thing out here. And then late 2024, I meet somebody new. And I'm looking forward to the day that you guys get to meet her, because she's really special. But yeah, 2025 was a very interesting year. It was challenging. There was a lot of things that were very difficult to navigate. However, a lot of beautiful things, a lot of special things, a lot of important things happened in 2025. as well. And it was on my birthday that she told me that she loves me, and I told her the same. And that was the real beginning, I would say, of what we have now. And every time that we're together, it's amazing. The conversations are just so wonderful. And we both are silly Gen Xers that kind of sarcastic, and we use a lot of puns, and we joke a lot, and it's wonderful. It's great, and I'm very, very lucky to have her in my life because, she was with me during my mom's sudden illness and passing, and she was very supportive, and she was there for the right times and the right moments, and I'm very grateful for her and all of that. And that helped me a great deal, and helped my dad, and helped my brother, and she was a very strong support in so many ways. Yeah, she's very special, and we managed to have the last week of the year together, and we spent time out here in the time cave, and it was raining like crazy outside that most of that week. It was raining a lot, and New Year's Eve was raining consecutively practically all day, and we had plans to make a nice dinner, and we did that. We made steak and a nice iceberg wedge lettuce, salad, type of deal, blue cheese and all that good stuff, and we made a wonderful steakhouse type of dinner and had a nice bottle of wine, and we were just feeling really good. Came out here and lit some lanterns, and I made that little video that you guys caught. It was a short video, but and then we didn't want to pull the car out of the garage because it was raining so much, so we left the Dodge in here, and we sat in the back seat and had some champagne and counted down to 12, and we ushered in the new year. It was just absolutely perfect. We had some beautiful conversations, and we just shared a lot of wonderful things with each other, and we opened the garage door and just sat there on the hood of the car on the other fender. Those fenders are very curvy, so they kind of have a spot where you can really sit. And we just watched the rain fall, and I had a stick, and all the smoke just went up out of the garage, and it was perfect. It was just amazing. It was just one of those moments where we're going to reflect on that and just say, hey, remember? Yeah, that was very special. And so ushering in this new year with someone very special and wonderful like that is something that I'm going to treasure for a long time to come. But I hope you guys all found a lovely way to usher in the new year. A lot of people I know usually have some sort of soiree or some kind of New Year's party, and that wasn't the case this year. I didn't get any invites at all. Probably because nobody was having one. It was wet, cold, and nobody really wanted to do anything. Nobody was feeling like 2025 was something to celebrate. Everybody was just kind of like, oh, just get it over with, all right? I get the fact that the year was stressful. It was stressful for me as for most people, I would imagine. But, there's been some years that have been that. But we always try to find something positive about it. That's what my game is. I always try to find something positive about the year that I just experienced. And you have to learn you have to look at what you learned and what you experienced, and grow from it. Yeah, now of course the world is the world, and things are scary and uncertain and terrible. But try not to focus on that too much. It's good to keep a temperature on what's happening in the world or your country, of course, but try not to let it ruin your day. It's not much to be done about it. You can't control it. It's out of everyone's control. The world will be the world. The country will be the country. But don't dwell on things too much because, it's going to affect you here, and you don't want to do that. It's good to have empathy and sympathy for people that struggle and things that bad things that happen to good people and everything, but try not to let it consume you. There's a balance. There really is. And I was very grateful for many reasons to have positive support in my life during some of the hard times that I experienced last year. And I know it would have been a lot different had I not that person in my life to, comfort me and hold my hand through some things, like, losing my mom and everything. But I'm grateful for the people in my life that have, really stuck by my side and helped me in so many ways. And I'm still making new friends. I go to these cigar lounges and I meet these guys and we have wonderful conversations, and then all of a sudden we're swapping info and I'm getting texts from them and we're hanging out at these cigar lounges, and it's a really special thing. And the more I go, the more I hang out with these guys, I realize, we're all suffering something. Everyone is. There's nobody that's exempt from experiencing life in a less than desirable manner, right? Yeah. But I get consumed with certain things that I can't control sometimes, and then I go to the lounge and we talk about stuff, and I realize that everyone's got something like that going on, and it's not just me, and that gives me some perspective. It's a special thing. It is. It really is. You don't know what it is about, I guess, sharing a cigar with somebody in a lounge. You're just sitting there enjoying yourself and relaxing and just enjoying a nice stick. But then you have these guys around and they all start talking and we start sharing. It's very therapeutic. It's really healthy for people to have that, because there's not many places where, especially guys, I guess you could say, that can go and just sit and talk about things that they're experiencing, or things that they like, or things that they don't like. And of course, sports is always a topic, football and all that. But it's amazing to be strangers in an environment and all of a sudden opening up and sharing things. How we are truly social creatures. We are. And for some reason, that's really kind of started to wane. There's not a whole lot of places that people can go just to feel comfortable and at ease to open up to other people. It's very rare. And these cigar lounges are kind of the only place that people can do it. Or guys, I'm sure there's some other clubs and places that people do that, or guys do that, but yeah, it's really kind of amazing if you think about it. Yeah, it is. But I've gained a lot of appreciation over this last year for all of you guys. And this channel has been a blessing in so many ways. I know a lot of you feel that it's a blessing to you because of the information I share and the comments that I get and that I answer. I try to answer many of the comments that are left here on the channel. And some of you have reached out to me on Facebook, and I try to answer your guys' questions. And I'm always going to be a friendly person. I was impressed with the kindness that exists in this hobby of antique lanterns early on, and that's something I wanted to project and perpetuate in this hobby. And it's important. Well, there's a lot of people that have some beautiful things that are pretty rare and extraordinary, but it's not about that for me. It's about sharing the history and sharing the stuff that has become the standard, or the classics. And of course, anything that's rare and unusual is always fun to see when it comes through here, but it's nothing that I have to own for a very long time. But yeah, I have my own reasons why I collect these things, and they're just beautiful to look at, and I love the light. Really is the main reason why I like these lanterns. Structurally speaking, they're beautiful, but the light is very nice, and they're quiet and very calming. And late at night, I love burning an old lantern. It's nothing like it. I don't have a fireplace. I would love to have a fireplace, but just burning a little lantern sitting there on the TV cabinet while I watch TV, it's just very soothing. It is. But it's very special that I have my special lady. She likes the same thing. She She thinks these are great. And I gave her one last year, in August. I gave her a beautiful Norlay Diamond kerosene lantern. I have the Copperfett one, and I have one that's a tin version. It's the same model lantern, but I gave her that lantern, and she absolutely loves it. And when she's over, she burns it. We'd be out in the garage burning some lanterns and watching a movie, and it's wonderful. It's a very special thing that we do. It's very simple, maybe to a lot of people, but lighting some lanterns, having some nice snacks, and watching a movie, that's great. It's just it's kind of amazing. That's something she really appreciates, and she's very unique and rare in that aspect, I would say. And I know she's going to watch this video, and so just know that those things that we share are very special to me. I know you do. I know you understand that. But the fact that she likes to burn an old lantern with me in my garage is that's very unique. Not a lot of people are like that. Not a lot of people understand, what that means. But she does. And this last year was special in so many ways. And I can't wait to see what this year brings. And I have high hopes, low expectations. Don't ever go into a year with too much expectations or high hopes. You're going to be disappointed. Sad to say, you will be. Always expect something nice, but don't expect too much. I've learned that lesson, to go into things with low expectations because of, I don't know. Make your year what you want it to be. I'll say that. We are in charge of our destiny, and we can make it whatever we want it to be. Yeah. So make that choice, make that decision today. Make the plans. Execute the plans. And never waver from what you decide to do. But always expect to swerve when a roadblock is presented to you. Know how to navigate the path, because it will be checkered. It will be an obstacle course, as every year has been, especially these days. That's right. So, 2026. Gosh, we're already over the half mark of this decade. And yeah, there's going to be good things, there's going to be bad things, but don't let all the bad things cloud your judgment and cloud your joy. Don't let it do that, because there will always be negative things, and there will be things that are less than enjoyable or positive or welcome. That's going to always be the case. But try and find the joy and hold on to it and seek the positive things. Light up one of these. Every night you get home from work or whatever, in the evening, light up a lantern and just sit there and focus on that light. And if you are inclined to have a beverage of your choice, do so. And, just relax and enjoy. And it kind of is a good recharge. Well, friends, thanks again for being patient with me. It's been one wild DMV riddled week for me. So we're back on track, and this will not happen again. I will be on time next week, as always. Thanks again. Here's to 2026, and let's hope that we can all find some really cool lanterns and have some peace and joy this year. Then you're now. Bye-bye. Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.